So you want a Georgia divorce, but you don't want to throw any shade in the other party, even though there are plenty of things they did wrong. Can you do that? Yes, and I'll get to that, just stay with me. But before I do that, I want to get into the fun stuff. I want to inform you and educate you for a few minutes on the shade that you can throw in a divorce. Come on, admit it, I know you want to know. Okay, really, I'm just trying to bring some levity to something that is really serious stuff, and I know it is. So Georgia is a state that allows for a divorce with no showing of fault or wrongdoing required by either party, also known as a no-fault state. Did you know, though, that there are 13 recognized grounds for divorce on the law books in Georgia? One of them is neutral and the other 12 are fault-based. So if you're really pissed off, you can look through the list of blame-based factors for divorce and you can see which tail you want to pin on that donkey. Almost all divorces in Georgia are filed using the neutral ground for divorce, which is that the marriage is irretrievably broken and that there is no hope for reconciliation. So that means you don't need to allege blame for the divorce. Now this is good from a public policy standpoint because it doesn't add more salt to the wound that's already open when a couple is divorcing. And when there are children of the marriage and the parties must continue to work together to raise their kids, it's better not to have to put the reasons for the parents' divorce in a public document that the children could someday access or that can be accessed immediately by neighbors, employers, future romantic partners, relatives, even the general public. In many instances, but not all, even a fault-based divorce is not going to dramatically change the way the case would be decided by a judge. So that's a big reason that even when there is fault, the divorce is often filed as a no-fault divorce. So here now is a list of 12 fault-based grounds for divorce that do exist. In order to get the judge to issue the divorce on the fault-based basis, those allegations must be proven with evidence of wrongdoing by the other party. Let me get started going through them and I'll explain. Fault-based ground number 1, adultery, defined as sexual relations with somebody other than your spouse. This one is big, probably the most common of the fault-based grounds for divorce. Be aware that if you file your Georgia divorce on this basis, you'll have to prove the adultery occurred in order to get the judge to issue the divorce on the grounds of adultery. I've had this one many times in my practice. Number 2, pregnancy of the wife by another man prior to the wedding, leading to the husband being lied to that he's the father. Wow, I've never actually encountered that one in my practice. Number 3, habitual intoxication. This brings chronic alcoholism in as a factor and a legal ground for divorce. I've had this one in a case quite a few times. Number 4, habitual drug addiction. Pretty much self-explanatory, but not often used. Number 5, cruel treatment. This could include physical abuse, mental abuse, or all three. This one is very frequently alleged. Number 6, incurable mental illness. This one actually has pretty stringent requirements to prove, but fortunately, like the other 12 in this list, it's not required as a basis for a divorce. Number 7, a conviction involving a crime of moral turpitude with a sentence of at least 2 years. I've never encountered that one. Number 8, willful and continued desertion for a period of more than a year with no intention of returning. So this one is sometimes used when the party spouse has been gone for a very long time and they're just looking for a very simple divorce with service by publication since they don't know where the spouse is or how to reach them to serve them. Number 9, force, menace, duress, or fraud to obtain the marriage. So here the accusation is that the marriage didn't occur as a result of the free and open will of the other party. I've seen that one too. Number 10, impotency at the time of the marriage. This implies that the impotency was an issue at the time of the marriage, but the spouse alleging it didn't know it. This one's pretty rare. Number 11, mental incapacity at the time of the marriage. This could include extreme inebriation or being under the influence of drugs at the time of the marriage that affected one's ability to comprehend what they were doing. Now, I haven't seen a filing party use this one, but I can imagine the responding party alleging it against themselves by the time they're ready for a divorce. Your Honor, I must have been crazy to marry them. Number 12, intermarriage by persons within the prohibited degrees of consanguinity or affinity. That's a long term, but basically it means marrying someone with too close a family relationship. For instance, an example would be first cousins, half siblings, etc. The thing to emphasize here, and for you to understand from this video, is that even though divorces may be filed with many allegations, most times the cases are settled and then the divorces proceed on the last of the grounds that we have here in Georgia, which is number 13 on the list. In movies and on TV, you've probably heard it called irreconcilable differences. It's the same thing. It just means that you can't get along anymore and there's no hope of fixing it. It's kind of the we've fallen and we can't get up of divorces. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. Be sure to click subscribe, like, follow, whatever's appropriate for the platform you're watching this on, and turn on the alerts so that you'll get notified when we post our newest videos. Please share these videos with people you care about who need to see this information. Repost them. Let's get this information out to people who need to know. Also, leave us some comments. Let me know if you have questions or suggestions for other topics, and let me know your thoughts. I really want to hear what you have to say. Just keep it polite. Remember to join our Facebook group at Georgia Divorce and Custody and join in the discussion. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the next video.